students, welcome to your IT class for Thursday. So today we are going to recapitulate on our first unit, that is communication skills. So before starting our today's session, let us have a small recap of what we have done in our last class. If you remember, in the last class we had done our session 4, okay, that is personal hygiene and self-grooming. So in the session 4 we went through that personal hygiene prevents us from having any diseases and maintains a good appearance for us, which is an essential aspect at the social level. So we had also learned that in order to maintain personal hygiene, we need to follow some basic habits. That is, we need to take bath regularly, clean and trim our nails, then use tissues while coughing or sneezing, then brush our teeth and floss at least twice daily, then wash our hands. We need to maintain personal cleanliness and wear clean clothes daily. Then lastly, we have to sit tight and right. So these are the different basic habits which we need to follow in order to maintain a good personal hygiene. Then we had learned that self-grooming. Self-grooming is what? Is working on the improvement of our self-image along with how we conduct ourselves with others and we respond to the challenges and the situations. Then we have learned that we can groom and improve ourselves by changing our self-image, and factors that brings a positive change in our image is that the dressing sense, our body language and physical exercise at the same time. Then we went through that preparing ourselves for everything in our life. For that we need to embrace gracefully all our problems and at the same time accept our failures. And lastly, good work ethics as well as skills which we need to possess in order to groom and improve ourselves. That is the value of self-discipline and hard work which we should instill in ourselves in order to have a good self-image in front of others. So these were the different topics which we have covered in our session 4, that is personal hygiene and self-grooming. So let us come to our session for today. The learning objectives for today's session will be that we will recapitulate using mind maps on types of communication, and our second topic will be the English language skills. So let's start. So first topic is types of communication. As you can see in the mind map here, our main focus is on types of communication. Okay. So what is communication? Communication means being able to tell other people what we want to say or what we want to express. Then we went through that. We had different types of communication or methods of communication. Okay. There are basically 4 methods or forms of communication. The first one is the verbal communication, which includes the tone, clarity of our speech, the speed of speaking, volume of our voice, body language and vocabulary. Then we had non-verbal communication, okay, where we communicate using our body language, our facial expressions, our hand movements, our proximity or position of how far we stand between the sender and the receiver. Then eye contact with the person with whom we are having a conversation or communication. Then we had visual communication, which includes where we communicate using objects, models, pictures, drawings, graphs, maps, signboards, logos, etc. Then lastly, we have the written way of communication, okay, which is the most formal way of communication, which includes clarity of the topics, okay, since it is a written method of communication. Then careful choice of the words and correct sentence formation. So this is all about your types of communication. That is, we have 4 forms or methods of communication. That is verbal communication, non-verbal communication, visual communication and written communication. Okay, let's go to our second topic, that is English language skills. So as we can see, our main focus is on English language skills, and from there we had learned about part of speech, which includes nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, pronouns, conjunction, preposition, interjection and articles. Then we had learned about basic punctuation rules, about how to capitalize the words and the punctuation which we should use in forming English sentences. Then pronunciation rules, okay, about vowels, what are vowels, which are the consonants and the diphthongs. Then we had learned about sentence formation. As you can see, sentence formation, the use of the to be verb, then the simple present sentence, and adjectives and adverbs. Then we had learned about introducing oneself formally and informally. Then same way, how to greet others formally and informally. Then talking about a family, relations and relationships. Okay. Then we went through about the basic sentence elements. That is, there are basically three types of sentence. That is simple sentence, compound sentences and complex sentences. And lastly, we went through active and passive voice. So all this comes under your English language skills. So let us do a summary of what we have done in our today's session. So today we have recapitulated on types of communication, that is verbal communication, non-verbal communication, visual communication and written communication. Then we recapitulated on part of speech, that is nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, pronouns, conjunction, preposition, interjection and articles. Then we recapitulated on the basic punctuation rules about capitalization and punctuation. Then pronunciation rules, okay, the vowels, the use of vowels, consonants and diphthongs. Then sentence formation, the use of the verb to be and simple present sentences and adjectives and adverbs, which comes under your sentence formation. Then introducing oneself formally and informally, greeting others same way, formally and informally. Okay, talking about our family relations and relationships, about our father, mother, brother, sister, cousin, aunt, grandfather, grandmother. Then lastly, we had basic sentence elements, where we had learned about three types of sentences in English, that is simple sentence, compound sentence and complex sentences. And lastly, we have active and passive voice. So this is all about our today's class. Okay, today only up to here. After this video, I have some extra questions. Okay, based on your knowledge, you have to answer these questions and you have to learn them. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.